Lord Vishnu, and thus they have taken it for granted that this life, as presently manifested under the condition of material nature, is all in all for enjoying the highest amount of sense gratification. But such wrong conception of life cannot give anyone the desired peace of mind. And thus, in spite of all advancement in knowledge by use of resources of nature, no one is happy in this material civilization. The secret is that at every step that they should try to execute the sacrifices toward the path of world peace. Bhagavad Gita 18:45 to 46 also advises the same secret in the following verses. Sve sve karmani avirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha swakarmani rahata siddhim yada vindati tatsuno yataha pravritti bhutana yena sarvam idam tadam swakarmana tattam abhyajya siddhim vindati manavaha. The Lord said to Arjuna, just hear from me how one can attain the highest perfection in life simply by discharging a specified occupation and duty. Man can attain the highest perfection of life worshipping the Supreme Lord and performing sacrifice for the sake of Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is all pervading and by whose control every living being acquires his desires facilities according to his personal propensity. There is no harm in living in having different propensities in life, because every human being is proportionately independent to chalk out the plan of his life by different occupations. But one should make it a point in his life to know perfectly well that he is not independent absolutely. One is certainly under the control of the Supreme Lord and the different agencies. Knowing this, one should make it a point that by his work and the result of his labor, he serves the Supreme Lord as prescribed by the authorities expert in the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. For performing such occupational duties of life, the leg is the most important instrument of the body, because without the help of legs, one cannot move from one place to another. And therefore, the Lord has special control over his legs of all human beings which are meant for performing yajna.
How are you going to, all of them, they some...
மொழிபெயர்ப்பு தமிழ்ல ஸ்லோகம். You know how to use the transcender? I have logged in, but which I mean I have logged in. How to open here? I will log in actually. Where to see the books?
I think some will not know Tamil. They know English. I think they Telugu, no? they won't understand English. Going to translate for you? Telugu, maybe they can sit near you and you can speak to them. Yeah, this Telugu can go there also, no? There also. Oh, she understand English? I think you just have to speak just a few of them only. No point where I speak and then there's interruption. Best is that there's someone in Tamil can translate for them privately. It's very difficult for you go and translate for him in Tamil. Otherwise it's going to be messed up. No? Best is to give a Tamil class to them. Best is to give a Tamil class to them. Yeah, it is a translation. Why? Why is she standing? Why is she standing there for what?
He's a plumber. He's a plumber. So we want to ask him. Prabhu wants to.
He's a plumber. So, okay, Hare Krishna, thank you very much for inviting me to your wonderful association. I'm so fortunate to be here with you again. So we are continuing on reading the different senses that have been created by the Super Soul. Right? We heard about the tongue, the eyes, and the ears. Right? Today we are hearing about the legs. The leg, although it is in the lower part of the body, is also very, very important. Yes, if a person doesn't have legs, then they become very depressed, you know. Happens to a lot of people who got legs amputated due to some various disease. So they become very heartbroken that they cannot move here and there. Of course, they have now they have all kind of I don't know here gadgets to move by themselves and all that. But the point is that even though they don't have the leg, they are still very much interested in moving. Yes, and that is the power of the Lord. The Lord has created the legs so that a person can move to enjoy his senses. So naturally, this living entity is pleasure seeking. So when it's pleasure seeking means it's always looking for pleasure externally. Pleasure? Externally. So in order to look for pleasure externally, there is movement involved. Yes? Correct? So it is going from here to place, city to city, town to town, you know, or even country to country. Now even they're trying to go to space also. See? It's all based on movement. So this movement, of course, should be used for the purpose of searching for the Lord. Then that's proper use of the legs. But if you use the leg for your seeking this external pleasure, then it's sort of severe conditioning. You understand? And that's what generally they are doing in that verse, Sotra Vidini Rajendra, the next verse. I think it's 2:1. Nidraya, here they not come. The lifetime of such envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. So in the daytime he is either to make money and to maintain family members, he is going everywhere. He is going everywhere, looking for what? So this is the consequence of trying to flow with the mind. Yes? The mind cannot be quiet. The mind cannot be. So this philosophy of trying to make your mind what? Emptying your mind, it doesn't work. Because this mind is always active. Just like when you go to sleep also, your mind is active, your mind doesn't sleep. Yes? See? So because the mind is roving, so the body is trying to flow with it. Trying to look for pleasure here, pleasure there. Yes? So that's the purport Prabhupada explained. So how this happens because of the function of the leg movement. Of course, they also have modified their movement by making cars and trains and planes and so many things. But it all comes to the point of movement. Okay? So also, these legs also meaning the 4 social orders. And go 10, 5, 2. Sorry, 11, 5, 2. 11, 5, 2. So you see here, it is also signifies Samasa said, each of the 4 social orders headed by Brahmanas were born a different combination of the modes of nature from the face, arm, thighs and the feet of the Supreme Lord in the universal form. Thus the 4 spiritual orders were also generated. That means the legs also symbolize the Brahmanas at the head. We discussed the Kshatriyas as the arms. And then of course sometimes the belly, sometimes the thighs as the Vaishyas and the legs as Sudras. See? So the function of the Brahmins, because in the Bhagavad Gita Krishna says that the Brahmins are supposed to be they have the qualities, right? They control the mind, control the senses. And actually the function of the Brahmins is to preach about God. Yes? Is it not? Yajna, Patan, Jnana, Dana, Pratigraha. So these are the 6 functions of the Brahmin. They do yajna, they help you to do yajna, they learn Shastra, they teach you how to understand Shastra, they accept donation and they also give donation. So these Kshatriyas, we have discussed, their duty is to give protection, right? Protect religious principle, and the Vaishyas, of course, to grow grains, cow protection. But the Sudras, what is their function? What is yeah? What? To work for others. So here you can go, I think it's 1843 or 44. Yeah. So you see here, farming, cow protection and business are the natural work of the Vaishyas, and for Sudras there's labor and service to others. So the Sudra's job is to give what? Service. Naturally the leg function is to what? Serve, right? Go here, go there. So the Sudra signifies that legs of the Lord, you know. And their job is to, and what more they do? Let's go, 1926. So here Bhishmadev is describing the roles of the Sudras. Purport. 26. So this purport here, you can see what is, how Bhishmadev is describing the down. Go down, down. No. Yeah. The Sudra class is less intelligent and should have no independence. See? The Sudras cannot be given any independence. Why? Why they cannot be given independence? Plain. They are meant for rendering service, sincere service to the 3 higher sections of society. The Sudra class can attain all comforts of life simply by rendering service to the higher classes. It is especially enjoined that the Sudra should never bank money. Why? That's the problem now. All of them are given money. Yes. What they do? As soon as a Sudra accumulates wealth, it will be misused for sinful activities in wine, woman and gambling. And that's a fact. Whole world is what? Going in that. Yes? Wine, woman and gambling indicate that the population is degraded to less than Sudra quality. Breaking principles. Yes? The higher caste should always look after the maintenance of the Sudras, and they should provide them with old and used garments. A Sudra should never leave his master, even the master is old and invalid. And the master should keep the servant satisfied in all respects. The Sudras must first of all be satisfied by sumptuous food and clothing before any sacrifice is performed. In this age, so many functions are held by spending millions, but the poor laborers are not sumptuously fed or given clothing, etc. in charity. The laborers are thus dissatisfied, and so they make agitation. And that's a fact. Correct? all these unions, yeah, they have these what? Unions, right? And what they do? They disrupt the whole function of the organization, demanding more money, right? More demands. Is it not? So this, the habit of the Sudras is by nature, they are sinful. So anyone who is sinful, they take role like this. And naturally they will be very much attracted to sinful activities. Yes? Yes or no? Correct? So you see, being in this position, the only thing they are accustomed to do is service. See? So here in another place, can you go 3:6:33? So in this verse, thereafter service was manifested from the legs of the personality of Godhead, for the sake of perfecting the religious function situated on the legs of the Sudras to satisfy the Lord by service. So this is another definition. Today we read that the legs are what? Movement. But the legs also symbolize Sudras, and their number one category is to do service. Is that? Hello? Gopal. Service is the real constitutional occupation of all living entities. The living entities are meant to render service to the Lord, and they can attain religious perfection by the service attitude. That's why it's called devotional. Yes? One cannot attain religious perfection simply by speculating to attain theoretical knowledge. By speculation. You cannot get anything done. You understand? The Jnani divisions of the spiritualists go on speculating only to distinguish the soul from matter. But they have no information of the activities of the soul after being liberated by knowledge. It said that persons who are only engaged in mental speculation to know things as they are, and who do not engage in transcendental loving service of the Lord, are simply wasting their time. See? For this we will go and come back again here, right? I think it's 10, 14, is it 10, 14? Tusta, Swagata, where's that book? Yeah, Sloka book where? 10, 14, it is after that verse. Jnana Priyasam. Jnana Priyasam, the next verse after that. I think it's not Jnana Priyasam, Uda Pasya. Yeah. After this verse, yeah, 10, 14, 3, correct? Now you go to the next one, huh? 10, 14, 4. So here you see, can you read? Oh, I have to read that. Maybe you should invest in one more of this. That double, you buy the double plug there, and you can also speak. My dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the best path for self-realization. If someone gives up that path and engages in the cultivation of speculative knowledge, he will simply undergo a troublesome process and will not achieve his desired result. As a person who beats an empty house of wheat cannot get grain. For one who simply speculates cannot achieve self-realization. His only gain is trouble. See? So speculators, these mental speculators, they only end up in trouble. Right? Because they have no service. They have no what? Right? Even though they may go to the highest, climb the yoga ladder and go to the topmost position, but because they are not doing any service, generally they will 10 to 32. 10 to 32. So you see here, it's explained why they fall down. 32. 32. Someone may say that aside from devotees always seek shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, there are those who are not devotees but who have accepted different process of attaining salvation. What happened to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and the other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penance to achieve their highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet. So if someone does not take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet and engage in service, then the end result is fall. That's why it says that even you go to the Brahman effulgence, right? This impersonally they go where? To the Brahman effulgence. But they cannot stay there. Because of wanting some service, the moment they desire that, they again. See? That's why Prabhupada always comments that these people, they talk so much about, merging into Narayan, correct? And then they end up opening eye hospitals and what? Yeah? They come down to doing what? Some charity work here and there. You follow? So this is the fall down. So if you become a speculator, you cannot perfect yourself. Troublesome, Krishna said. Because Prabhupada also said there is no guide. There is no. You're simply trying by yourself with all your speculation, right? You don't know where you go. Yes. But a devotee, can you go back there?
Start from here. It's clearly purport, right? The conclusion.
Yeah, it's the same purport, right?
Yeah, but then one, so please explain.
Are we reading here? Yeah, here. But they have no information of the activities of soul after being. This is one. It is said. It is go to. They go to the. It is said. It is said that persons who only engage in mental speculation do not know things as they are, and they do not engage in the transcendental levels of the Lord are simply wasting time. Now, it is clearly said that here that the principle of service was generated from the legs of the Lord for the sake of perfecting the religious process. But this transcendental service is different from the idea of service. No one wants to be a servant. In the material world, service in the material world. In the material world, no one wants to be a servant. Everyone wants to become master. Because false mastership is the basic disease of the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul in the material world wants to lord it over others. Illusion by external energy of the Lord. He is forced to become. Illusion by external the Lord is forced to become a servant of the material world. That is the real position of the conditioned soul. The last snare of the illusory external energy is the conception of becoming one with the Lord, and due to this conception, the illusion soul remains in bondage of the material energy, falsely thinking himself the liberated soul and as good as Narayan. It is actually better to be a Sudra than to be a Brahmana, not develop the service attitude, because that attitude alone satisfies the Lord. Every living being, even if he is a Brahmana by qualification, must take to the transcendental service of the Lord. Both the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam confirm that this service attitude is the perfection of the living entity. A Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra can perfect his occupational duty by rendering service. Unto the Lord, a Brahmana is supposed to know this fact due to his perfection in Vedic wisdom. The other section is supposed to follow the direction of the Brahmana, Vaishnava, one who is a Brahmana by qualification, and by action. This will make the entire society perfect in regard to the order of its social construction. A disordered society cannot satisfy either the members of the society of the Lord. Even if one is not a perfect Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, but takes to the service of the Lord, not caring for the perfection of his social position, he becomes the perfect human being simply by developing the attitude of service to the Supreme Lord. So you see, this is what also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Early on we read that verse, Swe Swe, can you go? 1846. 1845, 445 to 1845, Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, here. So you see here in this verse, by following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now please hear from me how this is done. Next verse. So this is the point. This is what it is called Varnashram system. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all being, one, and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection to performing his own work. It doesn't matter if you are what? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. You follow? But if you perform your work for the Lord, then you are well situated. See? That's why the Varnashram system, just like this body, the head. The head is thinking right and doing things right, and all the other bodies flow along. Yes? But if the head goes off, then the body is, although may be fit, but it's useless. Yes? Understand? That's why it says in this verse, 11.5.3. 11.5.3 says this, Krishna is saying this. If any members of the Varnashram system disregard the authority of the Lord, Ya Yesham Purusham Sakshat, any members of the four Varna and four ashram who fail to worship the personality of God as the source of their own creation or intentionally disrespect Him will fall down from their position into a hellish state of life. So if anyone who disregards the authority of the Lord, then he will what? Fall down. You understand? Be he Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. You follow? And this is actually called Devika Varnashram. You understand? The Brahmana has to play the part by educating the others, and everybody has to accept the authority of Krishna. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says the same point, 9:24, you can go. Krishna also said the same thing. Aham Prabhu Bhokta Evacha. Aham e sarva yajnanam Bhokta cha Prabhu evacha Natu mam abhijanante tatvena cha Chivantite. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifice. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Again, same point. So everything must be centered in understanding the supremacy of Krishna. If the legs don't understand that, or the hands don't understand that, the belly don't understand, the head don't understand, then it becomes chaotic. You follow? So the central thing is Krishna. You understand? And his service to him, not just understanding. You have to what? Serve. Yeah? Is it not? Yeah. And anyone who understands this, then Krishna says he is a Mahatma. Yes. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Man Prapadyante 719. Yes? Does you know? Correct? You got 719? So you have to know this. Then Krishna classify you as a Sudurlabha. It doesn't matter if you are Shudra or Brahmin or anybody. But if you know, after many birth and death, he who actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me the cause of all causes and all that is, such a great soul is very rare. See? So the problem is that by nature we are all in Kali Yuga, we are all born as Sudras. Kalau Sudra Sambhavaha. All of us are born as Sudras because the whole thing in Kali Yuga is topsy-turvy. You understand? So how to reform ourselves? How? Huh? Yeah? By Krishna consciousness, but how? So I say in this verse, the two verses, one is this Kirata, Hundara, Pulinda, Pulka. That's in 4. Can go first to this one, 2746. 46. 2746. All right, I have to read that. That's why we have two mics, it's easier for me. No, but it will not go inside there. No, you won't. So surrendered soul, even from groups of leading sinful lives such as women, the laborer class, the mountainers and the sabaras, or even birds and beasts can also know about the science of Godhead and become liberated from the clutches of illusory energy by surrendering to the pure devotees of the Lord and by following in their footsteps in devotional service. So this is actually the fact. Unless you go and surrender to a pure devotee, it's not possible for you to come out of this, this sinful life, all lower and Sudras, women, so many things. You understand? It is not that they cannot come out of it, it is possible. But the condition is that they must surrender into the pure devotees. Yes? You understand? That's why majority of us are not coming from, I don't know, maybe you are, but I'm not coming from the saintly platform. But because of the association with Prabhupada, a pure devotee, then we have transformed. Yes? Is it not? So again, the same point is explained here. 197. One second, I get the verse for you. You got it? 2, 4. Yeah, you got it. Kirata, Sundara, Pulenda, Pulkasa, Abira, Sumba, Yavana, members of the Kasa race and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Due to his being the supreme power, I beg to offer my respectful obeisance to him. So again, by associating with the pure devotee, then you can get to change your social platform. You can become transcendental. You can come to the position of being a devotee. Yes? You understand? You understand this point? In another place is also said, I think it's in 24. Can go to Madhya 24, 330. Madhya 24, 330. Can you go there? 330. Go down to the purport. Go some more down. Can you just go up? Can you go up? No? Can you go to 7:11:35? All right. Here in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7:11:35, Sri Narada Muni tells Maharaj Yudhishthira what a Brahmana is. He says that if a Brahminical qualification are observed, hello? What's going on? You have to go up again. Okay, go down some more. Yeah. I observe in Kshatriya, Vaishya, even Sudras, one should accept them as Brahmanas. In this regard, Srila Sridhar Swami has commented. Can you go up? Hello. Can just go up everything. The most important criteria for deciding whether to deal with someone as a Brahmana or as a member of another Varna in the presence or absence of self-control, similar Brahminical qualities, we should not judge primarily according to superficial characteristics like birth. That's the point. Understand? So you cannot use birthright as the indicating factor for predetermining someone's what? Qualification. You understand that? It's not necessarily because you're born as a Brahmin, so you are automatically a Brahmana. That doesn't work. It's only by qualification. And it says here, hello? This is stated in this verse, Yashayal, in this verse, this is in 7:11:35. The qualities of one Varna are seen in someone born in another. It should be designated according to the Varna of his quality, not that of his birth. This is Narada Muni authority. So this is how our society is going on, this principle. You understand? That's why all these born Brahmins, they don't like our society because we are making so many people from different lower, so-called castes to high class what? Brahmins. They don't like. They say, no, you cannot become born Brahmin. Sorry, you cannot become Brahmin. You must born as a Brahmin. Their contention, is it not? Right? But this is not acceptable. It is not accepted even by Krishna. Krishna says, Chaturvaya Maya system, guna, karma. Yes? He never says janma karma. You follow? So it is not necessarily just that we are born as Sudras, that we remain as Sudras. No, you can always be transformed. Of course, if you go to a pure devotee and you still don't want to change, then that's your nonsense, Yes. So the idea is that a pure devotee can transform a person from a lower background to a higher program by the process of called Diksha Vidanaha. So by Diksha, a person can, just like someone can make gold from mercury and what? By the process of mercury, they can add, and make it into gold. So similarly, by the process of initiation, they can transform a low-class person to a higher than Brahmin, become a Vaishnava. That is different. So that is the power of the pure devotee. You understand? That's what is meaning here. So there is a similar statement made by Nilakanta, commentator on the Mahabharata. He is saying, although one may be born in a Sudra family, if he is endowed with the Brahminical qualities beginning with Sama, Dhamma, control of the mind, he is to be accepted as a Brahmana. Although one may be born in a Brahmana family, if he is endowed with the qualities with Kama, lust, he is to be considered Sudra. You see? So it is more out of qualification. As the Prabhupada always quotes this example, a doctor doesn't mean that his son is also a doctor, no? He has to go to medical college and get his certificate. Is it not? Yeah? You go to somebody who is what? Father is a doctor, he open a clinic for you. Will you get operated by him? Yes? I'm sure you want to go for medical treatment, you always ask what's his doctor's qualification, yes? Where did he graduate from? Yes? You want to have some assurance. So similarly, if you want to have spiritual science, then it is a duty for you to check the credibility. You understand? Especially to find a guru. He has to be what? Qualified. What is the qualification of this guru? Spaced out. Like our ISKCON, everything. Yeah? What is that? So it says here, there you go, 2352. So here you see the qualification. The qualification of the spiritual master or a topmost devotee is that he must be well versed in the scriptures. Yes? Purport. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the way in incarnation, can you go? One should accept a thing as genuine by studying the words of saintly people, the spiritual master and the Shastra. The actual center is the Shastra, the revealed scripture. If a spiritual master does not speak according to the revealed scripture, he is not to be accepted. You understand this point? It doesn't mean that you just wear the cloth and have a long beard or something and you automatically become a what? So-called sadhu. So, the revealed scripture, if he is not to be accepted, he is not to be accepted. Similarly, if a saintly person does not speak according to the Shastra, he is not a saintly person. The Shastra is the center for all. Unfortunately, at the present moment, they accept rascals and incarnation and go on and go so. So this is the point. So Brahmana means he has to know the Shastra. In other words, he should be able to give you all information of God through the scriptures. You follow? Then you are elevated. If you don't know the scriptures, then you simply wear the cloth, then what is the use? This is tantamount to cheating. Yes? You follow this point? So therefore, we have to understand there is no bar for anyone in becoming a devotee, topmost devotee. Just not that your birth is Sudra, you are condemned. There is no such thing. By proper But training, associating with pure devotees, you can be uplifted, provided you meet a pure devotee. Huh? You understand? Because in India is a big problem here because they only classify everyone according to their birthright. And the so-called Brahmins, born Brahmins, are doing all the obnoxious things. Yes? So this tantamount to degradation of the society. As I was showing the verse yesterday, that Varaha Puranam, correct? 1847, I think. Yeah? 1847, is it? The Varaha Puranam. That in Kali Yuga, all those demons who were not killed in the previous Yuga, the Lord bring them down in Kali Yuga to be born as Brahmins. And these so-called born Brahmins who are demons, and they will do all crazy things. You got it? Can you go to the purport, Varaha Purana? So you see how the thing has become so degraded. Yes? Hello? Yeah? So there's a reason for everything. It's not just simply everything is happening just kind of a, what? By chance. No. You see here, Varaha Puranam, the answer is given, I think I have to go a little higher. But if the question is raised why the Brahmana community as a whole was made responsible for allowing Kali into the world affairs, the answer is given. Why the Kali affair? You know what is the meaning of Kali affair? Brahmins coffee. It started in your thing, right? Brahmins coffee, as I was explaining. Oh, we Bengal Brahmins, we can take fish. Yeah? Why? Because we are Bengal Brahmin. And then we other Brahmin, no, egg is alright. Egg is not fertilized, is alright. You understand? So all these are effects of Kali. That's how it is coming in. The answer is given in the Varaha Puranam that the demons who acted inimically towards the personality of Godhead to take birth in the families of Brahmana to take advantage of the age of Kali. So to corrupt the whole thing, the so-called Brahmins, you understand? Born Brahmins. They are messing up completely. Yes? And people are following, oh, the Brahmin is drinking coffee, why we cannot? Correct? Coffee, tea, what else? Onion, garlic, correct? Eggs. Yes? Iyengar bakery. What is this Iyengar doing in the bakery? Selling eggs? Yes? So you see how the thing has become very much condemned. They all are. So that they could progress towards salvation. The all merciful Lord gave them a chance to have their birth in the families of pious Brahmins so that they could progress towards salvation. But the demons, instead of utilizing the good opportunity, misuse the Brahminical culture due to being puffed up by the vanity in becoming Brahmins. You understand? This is a downfall. Kali Yuga as well. Destroying. How? The head has to go, no? Correct? So then all become degraded. But the saving grace of this is that by the mercy of the Acharyas, you can again, what? Revive. Just like Ramananda Acharya came, he also revived this country, made a lot of sutras also into Brahmin. That's why they got the Vadakala and Tenkala, this thing. Yes? The Tenkala, I think the Vadakala, somebody, Sudra become Brahmin, they I don't know which one is which. And the other one, the born one, they have another, and they both don't like each other, they fight. Right? Yes? Just like us now, we are retreats and they are. We are also fighting. We say we can become Prabhupada disciple. They say, no, you cannot become. The caste. ISKCON also has got its caste system. Yes? Huh? So you see how everything has become, even the Muslims also, they also have that. Yes? The Sunnis and the Shiites. Right? So we have to understand that the whole thing is become very much, very confused and, degraded. The whole thing has completely become messed up. So, but the good thing is to revive it by preaching. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago, and he says, I am not Brahmin, I am not Sudra. Huh? What am I? Huh? Huh? 1380, Madhya. I am not Brahmin. What am I? I am simply a servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis who are serving Krishna. You understand? So that is what we are. That's all we have to understand. To become a servant of Krishna. Yes? I am not Brahmin, I am not Kshatriya, I am not Vaishya or Sudra, no am I a Brahmachari, although Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar and is the cause of universal bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. See? So this is our, what we say, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy on us. It doesn't matter. In fact, you know that he accepted Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai is a Sudra, but he is considered as topmost devotee. In fact, he spent time only with Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar, intimately. You follow? Huh? Why? Because he says, what is that verse? Kipa Vipra Kipa Nyasi. Is this the one? Sutra Kena Naya. Huh? Where is that verse? Kipa Vipra. Huh? Madhya 8:128. So this is his qualification. See, this is special. So, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Sudra Kena Naya, say Krishna Vedi Tattva, say Guru Haya. See this? So, whether one is a Brahmana, a Sannyasi or Sudra, regardless of whatever he is, he can become a spiritual master if he has known the signs of Krishna. This is the criteria. If you are knowing the signs of Krishna, then it doesn't matter. But if you are Brahmin and you don't know, then what is the point? Yes? Correct? So you are useless. That's why it's explained here in this verse 7, 9, 10. This is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj, you see. He's saying, if a Brahmana has all 12 of the Brahminical qualification as they are stated in the book called Sanat Sujata, but he is not a devotee and is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord, he is certainly lower than a devotee who is a dog eater but who has dedicated everything, mind, words, activities, wealth and life to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee is better than a Brahman because the devotee can purify his whole family, whereas the so-called Brahmana in a position of false prestige cannot purify even himself. You understand? Do you understand this? Huh? You follow? So therefore the position of a devotee is very, very exalted. It doesn't matter the background. But if he can qualify to become servant of Krishna, then yes. That's why Krishna also said in the Bhagavad Gita, huh? Everyone can come to me. Striyo Sudra. Huh? What is that? 932. Is that 932? Huh? Mame Partha Vyapasritya Hepi Suyo Papayonaya Striyo Vaishya Tata Sudra Tepe Yanti Param Gati. Everyone can come to me. Krishna doesn't make any distinction. O son of Pritha, those who have taken shelter in me, though they may be of lower birth, women, Vaishya, merchants and Sudras, workers can attain the supreme destination. So there is no, what you say, huh? Barrier. Everyone can go, provided you qualify. Understand? Not that everyone can go by being a third class, fourth class Sudra, he can go back. He has to become a devotee. That's the qualification. That's the what? Qualification. That's why he said in this verse 930, just few verses before, that even though a person who is fallen, but if he is a devotee, then he is well situated. Very quickly he will become righteous and he will attain everlasting peace. So this is the criteria. It doesn't mind if whatever position you are, but if you become a devotee of Krishna, your life becomes successful. You understand this? This is the understanding. And the whole idea, now we have discussed of the lotus feet, the feet is the lowest. But actually the real idea is to capture the lotus feet of the Lord. Although lotus feet is the lowest part of the body of the Lord, but he gets we get to invoke the mercy of the Lord by touching his feet. You understand? That's why he says here in this verse 773, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the moment you start chanting, you will quickly get rid of all your sinful activities and you will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Yes? Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material acts. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. What is so special of this? 11, 3, 40. Is that 11, 3, 40? Yeah. When one seriously engaged in devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, fixing the Lord's lotus feet within one's heart as the only goal of life, one can destroy the innumerable impure desires lodged within the heart as a result of one's previous fruitive work within the three modes of material nature. When the heart is thus purified, one can directly perceive both the Supreme Lord and oneself as transcendental entities. Thus one becomes perfect in spiritual understanding through direct experience, just as one can directly experience the sunshine through normal healthy vision. So this is the whole idea of capturing the Lord. You understand? Even Queen Kunti says, I want problems. Because when we have problems, I'll be able to see you. By seeing you, your lotus feet, then I will overcome the cycle of birth and death. Yeah? You understand? So you see how important it is to meditate on the feet of the Lord. As I already always explained, that your Tirupati, his hand is like this, and his other hand is like this. Have you seen that? Why his hand like this? You surrender first, then I will embrace you. You understand? You don't know. Huh? Why is he like that? Why is he pointing below? Huh? Prasadam. He's pointing the prasadam. what is he pointing below? Actually, that's a fact. His lotus feet is his prasadam. You understand? Ah, that's also correct. It's not that not that the prasadam that been offered. Yes. So if you surrender to his lotus feet, then your life becomes successful. Right? But, 12:3:43. But, O king, in this iron age, in the age of Kali, people's intelligence will be diverted by atheism, and they will almost never offer sacrifice to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Master of the universe. Although the great personalities who control the three worlds all bow down to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, the petty and miserable living beings of this age will not do so. Yes? Who are the controllers of the world? Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, everyone will bow down. But this little what? Petty living creature, no, he will not bow down. You understand? So if you take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, then your life becomes very successful. You won't have to come back here again. So I have explained the feet in different ways. Yes? So you understand or you don't understand? Huh? Any question? It's getting late over. Any questions? Today no questions? Wow, very good. I'm doing well. Any questions from anybody else? Nobody, Alright, so please try to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, and that can be done very easily by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So from